Okay. Hi. I am a Jamaican African American woman who likes to read manga and is a bit soft spoken, yet I aspire to be a film/TV producer. And here is my experience with police. Before I start, I would like to thank Sabrina for telling her story. I watched her video and was inspired to make my own video, and I will post her link below. And I hope that you guys truly do watch her video and listen about her experience with police and racial profiling. And so by watching her and watching me, I hope this inspires you to also make your own video and voice out how you feel about the police. And this is not a police hating, bashing video. This is just a video to explain how I feel about my experiences with the police, and hopefully this would start more of a communication between others who don't understand how I feel. And it's a bit nerve-wracking making this video due to the fact that I am still job searching and I don't want to ruin my chances of getting a job and having this video used against me, but I rather put that thought behind and show my feelings about this situation because I can't stand aside anymore. I'm tired of being silenced. For a long time, I have been silenced in my life, and it is time to break free from that. And I feel like a lot of minority families, like, we have this unspoken rule to not speak about our business and to not speak to police, especially. But I know that this is the time to speak up about how we feel, because there are people out there who don't understand why we're protesting, why we're out there with wearing masks, even though we know that there's a pandemic that's hitting Black, Latino, Hispanic communities the hardest, because we are the frontline workers, especially. My mom is a frontline worker, and it's rough. It's rough out there right now with the pandemic, but we're still fighting because we're tired of the injustice. We're tired of the police brutality, and especially witnessing the video of George Floyd. That has mentally affected a lot of communities, and it hits home especially. And so my experience with cops, fortunately, have been not too many. I've had a few interactions, and most interactions were neutral. Rather, it's have occurred to people who are close to me, such as my father, my dad, just recently. He is a freelance electrical engineer, and he recently was out at work, broad daylight, and he was just working, and a police car drove by. They turned around, drove by again, stopped him, and asked him what he's doing. And this is broad daylight. And luckily, my dad was compliant and not trying to aggravate the officer or anything like that, so it didn't go down badly. However, it's just the thought of, why did they stop my dad? You know, why? There's two perspectives in this example. One perspective is that it's the officers doing their job. They are there to protect the community, and they're just there to see if there's anything suspicious activity going on. But then there's the other side where it's, what is my dad doing that is so suspicious? He is there to work. He is paid there to work. Why is my dad being picked out? And the thought of, is it because of his race? Is it because he's black? And if he was a white man, would this happen different? And that's a scary thought to have, because especially now, but it's not even especially now, it's always been like this. It's always been this fear of the possibility of dying just because you're doing nothing, just because you're following the rules. Like, my mom watching the video of George Floyd dying had a panic attack, basically. She broke down crying and was having a lot of faint spells, and she just cried out a lot about her children, about my brother, my younger brother who's 16, who has a bit of an attitude and is a bit mouthy, but that's because he's 16. Yet she cried about him being possibly the next victim. And I couldn't assure her that that's not true. I couldn't tell her, don't worry, that's impossible. Because the reality is that it may happen. And that's truly scary. It may happen because my brother believes his rights, that he should talk up for himself, and he could get killed for that, which is so scary. And the only thing that I can assure my mom is that he's alive right now. He's okay right now. He's alive right now. How can I tell that? How I couldn't guarantee that my brother would be safe in the future. I didn't want to lie to her, because that's not the truth, you know? The only truth is that he's alive right now. And these occurrences, these feelings and such, these aren't feelings that are just surfacing now. These are feelings that have been silenced for a long time. And it's only until now that people are like, Black Lives Matter is important. Before, people were like doing All Lives Matter and Blue Lives Matter. They weren't understanding what the meaning of this movement is. And I hope by making these videos will help people understand what it truly means when we say Black Lives Matter. Out of this situation, by the end of it, I hope that police precincts teach their cadets, their policemen, different techniques on handling situations of arresting a man or woman who are unarmed. Get rid of the neck techniques, putting the knee on the neck, even when they're handcuffed, with hands behind their back. I hope that police precincts everywhere will do psychological tests, like test if they are trigger happy, if they have certain like mental disabilities, that prevent them from doing their job properly or have trauma. I hope that police precincts will stop hiring these people who do horrible things, such as racial profiling and discrimination and police brutality. And for instance, even if this makes big news, right? And that police officer is fired. And this time, this police officer is fired with no pay. He can move to a different county and still get hired, even with that history. That is not right. That is disgusting, and that is unjustified. Police precincts everywhere in this nation should not rehire cops with that history and horrible behaviors. There should be more training, more police training, more philosophy. There just needs to be more done. And with this movement and these videos, I hope it causes a huge chain reaction. I think I said my piece and I feel pretty comfortable. So please be inspired. Tell your story. Do not be silenced. Do not be afraid. Because I'm here with you. Okay.